Right now we are in the kitchen cooking with Thunder Bay Grille, and today a light and summery pasta dish. It's perfect for lunch or dinner, and it features some fresh seasonal veggies and a delicious garlic basil pesto for flavor. Yum.
Yeah, Executive Chef Mike Stigler is our go-to guy for this featured pasta dish. We got some veggies. Maybe we'll see if Kavan can try those and learn to like them.
Yeah, well, you're tall, but you're not 6'9", are you?
No, I'm tall, but not compared to 6'9".
Wingspan's like 5'4".
Oh, come on now. Sell me short over here. Check this out.
That's pretty big.
Hey.
We'll put you up next to Kavan, right?
Much,
we'll all
right?
stand in order of the shortest wingspan to the biggest.
It's great to see you.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much. And you're really making use of what's in this season in terms of veggies, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a dish that's on our menu, but it does make use of the seasonal vegetables. So I'm going to get this going in our pan here. We've got yellow and green zucchini squash. We've got some red onion, and we've got some red bell pepper. And we're going to get these sauteing in a little bit of olive oil in here. Now, this is a dish that's very nice because of the fact that you can make it vegetarian, which is what we're going to start out with. But if you come out to the restaurant and you say, I want this dish, but I want some chicken in it or some salmon or some shrimp, we can get it that way too.
Is it good with all of the above?
It is good with all of the above. I like it with chicken because a vegetarian I am not. But if people want to have, you know, a little bit of an extra light route to go with it, you can get it vegetarian style, which is kind of how I'm going to be starting it out today. So we got our olive oil in there, a little bit of chef salt, which is salt and pepper. We're going to get those sauteing, and then we're going to add a little bit of white wine to this dish as well. So this is Pinot Grigio that we're adding in. If you were making something like this at home, you could add some Chardonnay or something like that if you wanted to. Now you'll notice that frequently at this point is when I would add in some garlic, but the pesto sauce that we're going to be cooking this with has garlic in it, so we don't want to go overboard on the garlic, so we're going to go ahead and not put that in there quite yet.
And I think people love pesto this time of year because it got so much basil in the garden.
There's a lot of basil coming
So
in.
much basil.
The nice thing about basil is that the more you pick it, the more it grows, you know? So, I mean, if people got basil, you're always looking for things to do with it. So, you know, pick that basil, make a pesto out of it, and pesto sauce freezes really nice, too. So if you do make a pesto sauce and you have extra, you can always put some of it in the freezer. So
and
here I've got...
pesto? It's basil, pine nuts, and oil?
Basically, yeah, and then whatever you want to add to it. And pesto doesn't have to be basil either. I mean, basil is the traditional herb that's used in it, but people can also make pesto out of cilantro or even like mint if you wanted to. You can use basically any herb that's chopped up real fine and then pureed in a food processor with some oil until it kind of comes together real nice. Then you can add pine nuts or not if you want. You can add, you know, garlic. You can add salt, pepper, whatever you want to add to it. So we've got this all going here. Into that, we're going to add some linguini. Now, we like to cook our linguini a little bit ahead so that we can cook things rather quickly in the restaurant for people, and then we just cool it and toss it with a little bit of oil. So that's something I, you know, recommend people to do at home if you wanted to do that to get a little bit ahead. Where you can cook your pasta ahead, you know, earlier in the week, cool it, and then you can use it for meals throughout the week as you want to.
I like that you put the noodles in the pan. Do you ever do that? I never do that at home.
I do, and but it's worth noting because I think they taste that much better when you put them in the pan. Don't you think so? It's sauteing them with everything else.
Yeah, exactly. What that does is it really helps to kind of cook that flavor in there, regardless of if you're using a pesto sauce or a marinara sauce or even an Alfredo sauce. It really helps that flavor to get onto the noodle and to help it get actually cooked into the noodle as well, instead of just putting the sauce on top, because then you got to toss it yourself, kind of like with the salad. That's why I like my salads tossed too, because otherwise, you know, you put it on the plate and then you got to go ahead and toss it yourself. So.
And I'm glad you mentioned making noodles ahead. It's one of my favorite things to freeze, and it's a huge time saver. So all the people out there who cook dinner every night,
gosh, that looks good.
Pasta freezes really well.
So at this point here, we've got it vegetarian style, and you can get it that way if you want, certainly. It's nice and light and refreshing, and it's a nice vegetarian option. But if you wanted to go ahead and add some chicken to it, you can also get it out at Thunder Bay with some grilled chicken, and I'm going to put it on there because that's my personal favorite way to have it.
Too.
Put some grilled chicken across the top, finish it with a little bit of Asiago cheese on top of there.
Beautiful.
And a nice piece of crusty bread to go along with it.
Look at that.
And there you have the pesto pasta. On the dinner and the lunch menu out at Thunder Bay Grille in Pewaukee.
Fantastic.
Talk about your patio a little bit. Still open, of course, because the weather's beautiful. I mean, we sometimes have rain, but otherwise it's open. It's a great place to bring coworkers, friends, family.
Yeah, I mean, and we have it's overlooking the pond, which is really nice. It's a pet-friendly patio, so if you have a little pooch that you want to bring out there, you're free to do that as well. Yeah, and you can come out and, you know, have cocktails for happy hour, sit out there, have dinner. You can come out for brunch lunch on Sunday, sit outside on the patio and enjoy a nice, beautiful Sunday morning and have some eggs and bacon and whatnot out there. There's a little fire pit area out there too for at nights if you want to sit around there and have a cocktail and some appetizers.
Bring your pup.
Bring your pooch.
That is delicious. So fresh.
Yummy.
Thank you.
So good. Thanks, Mike. All right, you can head out to Thunder Bay Grill yourself and take advantage of that patio and all of these wonderful food dishes. This one, again, is the
Pesto pasta.
You got it.
Pesto
all right.
pasta with seasonal veggies. Yum.
Delish.